Warning. Warning. This is not a test. This is not a test.
Welcome back to the Mystic Racing League, where tonight we're hitting the road for 60 laps at Sonoma. I'm Sky Shrek with Scott Shive. With me in the booth, DJ Lion is our producer tonight, and we're gonna have a great time in the Mystic Racing League on this road course. Scott, Sonoma's a pretty unique racetrack. Why don't you tell me about it?
I love Sonoma, such an amazing racetrack. It's so awesome. 1.99 miles, so basically 2 miles. That's what we'll go with here tonight. We're running the NASCAR circuit. Obviously, we'll be running the NASCAR Cup Series cars all season long. 10-turn road course. It's such a great, so elevation change is a huge product of this racetrack, built all the way out in the hills of California. And as they say, Sky, it is wine country, and one driver is looking to go home and drink the wine at the end of 60 laps tonight.
They are, for sure. We've got some great names in the field. Evan Janik, most notably, he's won about 4 races recently in this series. Only had that streak broken last week by a win from Bennett Brown at Pocono, who's not in the field tonight. So Evan Janik will look to retake his dominance here over everybody else. He's got a 100-point lead coming into this race over Andrew Allen, who's got himself a 50-point lead over Adam Holston, Isaac Wilson, John Ullman, the rest of your top 5 back there. Pollock, Barnes, Thornton, Espen, Caleb Hunt rounding out the top 10. And with 16 cars in the field, good chance tonight for a lot of those guys to move up in the standings with a good finish.
It really is. It's a great chance for all of these drivers here this evening. Evan Janik, that is one you're going to have to look out for. Last road course we were at was Road America, and Janik absolutely dominated. He won by over 10 seconds in the race. Here is your race analysis. 60 laps. The stages will be at lap 15 and at lap 35. We will award points at those, and I believe we will have cautions for those. So the only time, no, we actually won't. So it will be, we will not re-rack the field. We will continue on, but points will be awarded. They'll have 5 sets of tires here in the pits tonight and just one fast repair, 55% of fuel. So we will see quite a few pit stops here tonight, Sky. And again, like I said, the last road course we were at, we saw a lot of trouble for drivers not being able to stay on track.
Yeah, and that might be a thing here tonight as well. This track is pretty narrow, and it's got a lot of sections that are very technical. The S's stand out to me as one where it's very easy to get slid off the road there. Same with that kind of uphill section through turns 1 through about turn 3. That is a really difficult stretch of racetrack, and those are going to be the 2 problem spots. We're going to be watching for cars maybe sliding off track. There's a couple big contact zones here as well. The hairpin for one, along with some of these big low-speed corners that we have kind of towards the middle portion of the lap. This track has a little bit of everything, and these drivers are going to need to be good at a little bit of everything if they want to claim the win here tonight.
It's going to be an excellent night of racing. I'm interested to see, Sky, how these drivers will handle the first lap into turns 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Because like you said, very technical. You're going uphill, then a swift down into turns 3 and 4, and then sharp uphill over to 5, where you finally crest the hill and you make the run down towards turn 6. And all through that section, it is cramped and it's going to be cluttered on this opening first lap.
It is for sure. Qualifying is just wrapping up now, so it'll be just a second here before we're able to get our starting grid up and rolling for the race tonight. And looking at the qualifying results, we've got a pretty definitive driver that's going to be sitting on top of those standings. Cody Giles picking up a pole position by about half a second over Isaac Wilson. That 5 car is fast, and he's getting out to a pretty hot start here tonight. Evan Janik going to be in 3rd as well tonight. He's about a second slower in qualifying, but we know he can win here, and he's going to look to extend that points lead with a good win here tonight. We've got 16 cars total in the field. 11 took qualifying times, and among those 11 cars, it is pretty varied in terms of what we're seeing in these lap times tonight. You've got guys kind of right around the 116 bracket. You've got cars way further back. Knob Snyder was the last car who set a lap. That 82 machine ran a 125.475. He's back there in 11. So it's going to be a lot of different kind of speeds maybe here through these first few laps. Towards the front, though, looking pretty good. It'll be Andrew Allen in 4th with a 117.723. Andrew Schob, 5th. Jackson Hautala in 6th with a 118.329. Christian Barnes 7th. Adam Holston 8th. John Ullman 9th. David Moyer 10th. Here we go. There you go. Cody Giles on that first spot. Isaac Wilson 2nd. Then you've got Janik and Allen in row 2. Schob and Hautala in row 3. You can see all the paint schemes right there. This is Barnes and Holston in row 4, and row 5 is Ullman and Moyer.
Right outside of that, in row number 6, it's Jared Cup Snyder and Holden Tucker. Then back in 13th and 14th, it is Alan Zukoff and Reggie Kime. And your last 2 drivers shotgunning the field, it's Ronnie Foster and Joshua Thornton. Sky, I want to bring it back to our pole sitter of Cody Giles. He won one race 2 months ago back out at Las Vegas. So we know he was fast there in his number 5 machine. But here at the road course, he is looking mighty nice, starting from up on pole by over half a second. But he has gone to victory lane this season.
He has. There's a couple drivers up here that have gone to victory lane this season. I mean, just looking at the points coming into this race, obviously Evan Janik's the big one. He's got 5 wins this season. Going to look to make that 6 here tonight. Isaac Wilson back in second, also with a win. A lot of these guys up here have shown that they are threats to get it done. Isaac Wilson especially is going to be maybe a contender tonight, starting second on that front row. He's 4th in points. Would be a great opportunity to try to jump himself up into that top 3 if he can get it done here tonight.
Well, and another interesting stat, I mean, Evan Janik, the only multi-time winner here this season. Obviously, Janik won 1 race earlier in the season, right in the opening 3 races, and then he won 4 in a row from Road America on until that streak ended last week on Friday. Here, the weather in the sim tonight looking pretty nice, warm, and sunny at about 78 degrees here in the sim. But can any driver here tonight, Sky, be the second driver to win multiple times this season?
Well, we mentioned it up front. Isaac Wilson, Andrew Allen, both going to be. Or Andrew Allen does not have a win, my bad. It is Isaac Wilson mainly and Cody Giles who are going to be the 2 that are looking to get that first win here tonight. The pace car will roll off and they'll take them down through this kind of corkscrew turn or kind of hairpin turn down here. Gonna get lined up as they exit. A little bit of a curve here down the front straightaway is always something to watch out for on the last lap. Green flag is in the air and it's flying. We're off at Sonoma.
Oh, one driver off track. Can't quite see who it was. There's someone going off. We've already had some off. John Ullman's gone off as well. That was Hautala in his 09 blue machine. You also saw there John Ullman went around out of turn number 4. So Sky, I thought we were going to make it through cleanly, but we are not quite able to. You got to be careful of the dirt. John Ullman has already found it quickly.
You do. We saw Adam
92-22 Designs replay.
Yeah, I was going to say, you see Adam Holston. He's going to come up on that 34 car here. It's because he went around as well. There you see him losing it. And then there goes that 34 car around as well. So kind of a sequence of accidents there for a couple different cars on the racetrack all getting involved. Actually, that was not Adam Holston that hit that 34 car. There was another car that spun in there.
Yeah, Holston was able to squeeze by, but he's still last on the field. John Ullman 3.1 seconds back from 11th place Alan Zukov. So Ullman is going to have some work to do as we see some more smoke. It looks like Hautala is down through the grass yet again. Oh, that was the replay. I was like, wait a second. No way they're doing the exact same thing. That was the replay. John Ullman is all good. Jackson Hautala is all good. Hautala is in 8th place right now. We still run as we started all throughout. Well, I guess Cody Giles is the only one.
Isaac Wilson is the meatball. He fenced it going through the S's,
David
and that
Moyer
car
has
is
as
dead.
well. David Moyer has as well.
That's 2 cars who are already looking like they might be done tonight from some pretty serious damage. One was going down through the S's, and Moyer had some kind of issue going uphill and head on into the fence.
Yeah, down in turn 1. It looks like Moyer just could not get it stopped. He had to tow it onto pit lane in that 47 Cheez-Its machine and Kroger machine. So he's dealing his pit time right now. You'll take a look back at the 92-22 Designs replay. This is that 47 coming through the final turn, the penultimate corner. Across the start-finish line, and then here into turn 1. Looks like he's carrying just a little too much speed, gets on the brakes, and gets loose. Right here, he starts losing it. He can't get it slowed down, and then he is in the grass and in the wall hard.
Yeah, that was a big hit. He caught a little bit of air on the back end of that thing. That's 2 cars already with meatball flags here tonight. Isaac Wilson's gotten it back out, but I think that 47 of Moyer might be done for the day. Up front, Cody Giles has already pulled out a half-second lead, but Janik starting in 3rd is up to 2nd and closing right there on that 5 car. Starting to pick up the pace a little bit, making it a battle in there for the top 2. Already some gaps starting to form. Oh, Christian Barnes just went around. He was coming out of one of the middle corners, like turn 6 there. Lost it. He's going to get it back going, and I don't think he'll even lose a spot because I was about to mention it is an 8-second gap from him back to Josh Thornton running 6th. Here he is moving downhill.
Yep,
And then, yeah,
on the
he
92-22
just
Designs
loses
replay.
it. Yeah, on the 92-22 Designs replay, he just loses it there coming through. Doesn't hit the wall, it looks like. No, great job keeping it out of that wall. That was really, really close, but he makes it work in the end. He'll keep rolling. I think he only lost about 0 positions there, so it could have been a lot worse for him in the grand scheme of things. Here's a side-by-side battle. We've got Holtala going up the inside of Thornton back there. That is 4-6. Pretty easy move for that 09 car. We saw him have that spin earlier in the race, but he's been showing speed since then, passing cars, working his way up to where he was before.
Well, when we were at our last road course, Holtala was running in the top 5 all night until he had an issue going off track, and he did meatball the car, so he finished barely inside of the top 10, but he was running in the top 5 all up until that point. But you can see, race fans, this is a truly, truly technical section of the racetrack. Hard on the brakes is the 09 of Holtala, and here it's a darn shoot down into 6, down to 7. Then this one is a sweeping corner, and then down, like you said, into the S's sky. Another hugely technical portion of this track. You want to go flat out, all raw speed. To here, you're going to have to get on the brakes, shoot it out into turn 8A, and then on to 9, and then into 10.
It can always be really tricky going through those S's there because you have to do the whole thing kind of in sequence. You've always got to be thinking a couple corners ahead. It's so easy to just run one slightly offline and then your line is messed up for every other part of that corner and you end up losing about a whole second. It's a really technical part of the racetrack.
We got a battle for ninth between Cop Snyder and Holston. Back going into the carousel. Cop Snyder looking to defend on the inside. Holston trying to battle back from the outside. Down in turn 10, Holston was trying to battle onto the inside of that sweeping right-hander. Was not quite able to get it, but this is your best battle on track, and it's for the top 10. There you see Holston going to get it from the outside, but can he properly brake down into turn 1? We saw problems for Moyer earlier. Holston will get on the brakes quite nicely. That's ninth spot for Adam Holston.
Gets it done pretty easily. It's another car trying to work his way back up through the field now after having some early troubles. Next car.
Holston's going to go off track a little bit out of 5, but he's still going to hold the position. Sorry, Scott.
No, you're all good. So he's still having some issues there like he had earlier this race, but he is moving up through the field, and that's what's most important. It is a pretty big gap, 13 seconds up there to John Ullman, who is the next car up the road. We've had a lot of issues for a lot of cars this race, and that has allowed Joshua Thornton, started out back in 15th. He's running 7th right now, and a lot of that has just been dodging the chaos from a lot of these cars. He's done a great job of managing the gap, not doing anything, not literally spinning it out or doing anything to hurt himself, and he's just ran consistent laps, pulled it up through the field right now. This battle for the lead is getting a little closer. It was up at a second at one point, now hovering around half a second. Evan Janik has closed that gap pretty considerably to the 5 car of Cody Giles. Working down through the S's right now for those two. Still about half second back, but it's closer than he was before for sure.
Janik is going to stay in contention, trying to stay with Giles as long as he can. You can see it, Janik, wow, sideways through turn 10. And you can see him, they cut into the grass as well, hard onto the brakes into the final corner in the carousel. But right on those binders, you want to be as close as possible. But like you said about the 29 of Joshua Thornton, outside of the top 4, he is the only driver to not experience issues. So good job, Joshua Thornton, being different from everyone else and gaining 6 positions because of a mistake-free race so far. And I say that, so far, we're only on lap number 7. We have a lot of laps to go. We're halfway through stage 1.
We are long time left. Janik has a lot of time to make this move. He's obviously going to want to get it done early here, but he's got some chances. He's got some pit stops with that 55% fuel load. Never too, I should say it's not too early to make this move, but I don't think he'll really try to force it right now. He's probably just going to sit and wait, and if Giles makes a mistake, then Janik will pounce. But for now, I don't think he's going to try and send a big move up the inside down into this hairpin and try to get the spot, for example. Got a lot of time left in the race. Here's a battle going further back. This is Nop Snyder up in 10th. He's ahead of Alan Zukov in the lap car. David Moyer took his faster pair, trying to regain some positions, albeit one lap down after the tow. He will get ahead of Zukov, last car on the lead lap. Now trying to look at Nop Snyder up there in 10th. Not a great race for him. Already about a minute back of Cody Giles. He's had some issues so far. Just looking to get it under him, run some consistent laps, and try to keep the pace going.
Yeah, Moyer going to try to look for some points here today. Just continue to run the laps. You never want to give up. You never know who is going to have a problem. Speaking of problems, we saw that Isaac Wilson had that one very early on. Well, he is now out of this race. So that is one driver less in our field here this evening. And the two drivers that are battling the closest are the two that are up front, Giles and Janik. It's now under half a second officially, even through the braking zones. So Janik slowly closing in that 71 AMSOIL machine.
I was going to say, we got AMSOIL on one car. You look right up the road, we got Valvoline on another. We're going to find out which motor oil is the best tonight.
They really are competitors.
Yeah, in every way. I mean, even in the sponsors on these cars here, this gap has been closing. It was half a second at the line last time around, and you can see from the lunge as he runs over a couple cones there, he is right on the back of that 5 car. He's going to come to the line much closer than the half a second that it was last time around. It'll be back down around 3/10 as they hit this line right here, 2.5 tenths as we head down into turn 1. Janik is the fastest car on the track. He ran the fastest lap of the race just a few laps to go, and he was 2.5 tenths quicker than Giles last time around. We're going to see what he tries to do here, if he can find an opening to get around this car to take the lead.
We're going to stay with this battle, but we talked about not making mistakes, and Janik gets ever so close. But we saw Joshua Thornton, we talked about him not making mistakes. Well, he did that time, but this time, again up front, Janik finally looks to the inside of Giles. Not going to be able to get it this time, but Janik is there, and he said to Cody Giles, I am not going anywhere, trying to set up a pass through the S's, but he gets himself off sequence with the left-right back and forth, so he's going to have to recenter himself and reset this one up, Sky.
Yeah, you saw that just getting a little bit offline there through the S's has cost him about 2 or 3 car lengths to that 5 car. He's going to try to get it with some late braking down here into this hairpin. Helps that they're approaching lap traffic. You got the 91 of Alan Zukov right up the road, along with Jared Knopsnyder. Those are 2 lap cars they're going to have to navigate, and that 91 is in the fence. That is scary if you're the leader.
That was scary for them. Luckily, Zukov kept it up near the wall here, and Knopsnyder is going to keep it up towards the high side, let those 2 leaders by, so didn't really bother either of our 2 leaders. But Janik, great run through turn 5. Not going to have enough here in 6, but that's a little bit gain on Giles, and that's what you need. Every corner, Sky, you want to gain just a little, take a little bit here and there. Janik looks to the inside here again. This is what we saw last lap, but he keeps the inside. They're going to be side by side through the S's. Who will back out? Will either back out. Who will give?
Well, Giles caught that apron there pretty hard, and that is going to put him at a bit of a disadvantage. He'll be on the outside down through here, but he's got a little bit of a run as he switches back. It is going to be Janik. Giles is on the grass there trying to hold that car side by side with him, but it just doesn't work. Evan Janik has the lead, and Giles is going to try to switch back almost into the tire barrier there. Has to slam on the brakes. He'll be up here.
Since the beginning of Thornton's mistakes, turn 5 has been his problem corner all race long so far early. And let's note it, 4 laps to go until we have our first stage. And reminder, race fans, there will be no caution at the stage break. We will continue on green, and points will be awarded. And I will say, Sky, the last time Evan Janik won stage 1 at a road course, at the end of the race, he won the race, but he had also put every car a lap down up until the top 4.
That is impressive. He might be getting it done again tonight, because We're only about a fifth of the way through this race. We've got, I would say, all but 4 cars about a half lap or halfway to going down right now. So that it's already going pretty well for Janik. He's got Hotala and Barnes about 33, 35 seconds behind him. Everybody else should be getting lapped here within the next 10 or 15. That would be Ullman, Thornton, and Holston, who are kind of the next cars up the road for him. Giles is closing back in on that 71 car. We saw the gap at a second about 2 or 3 laps ago after that big slide down the front stretch. He's got it down to 0.3 of a second. Five's pushing pretty hard, finding new life in these tires, kicking it up another gear to try to catch that 71, working down into the 71's favorite cornering spot, or favorite braking zone to make a move, but he's not close enough this time.
You saw there that Janik pushed a little wide in the corner, braked a little too late. That allowed Giles to close in even further. And you know, Sky, I thought after we saw the pass from Janik, we'd see Giles slowly fall back a little bit, because obviously Janik was advancing. Gotta wonder if, though, both of these drivers, once they've gotten out front, maybe haven't liked the clean air as much, or they could be just saving. They could be getting out front and just running their own pace, trying to maybe save some fuel, because again, we could have 2 or 3 pit stops because we only have 55% fuel. We'll most likely see 2, but you might see some drivers might try to save some, and so you got to wonder if that's what your leaders are doing, just managing the pace.
I would not be surprised if Janik isn't going 100%. I'd say he's probably going 90% right now, but I don't think he's going 100%. Giles has closed that gap pretty rapidly. I would imagine that both of these drivers are not going to try to push it too hard. Giles absolutely wants to be close to that 71 car, but he doesn't need to be right up on the bumper right now because he's got 46 laps to figure out a way around that 71 car. It's the same situation. If Janik messes something up and a hole opens up for Giles, he's absolutely going to take it. But if Janik doesn't mess up, there's no real obvious way to get around him without trying to force something. I think he'll just hang out behind him for now.
Couldn't agree more. Christian Barnes in his number 27, running a different scheme here this week. Got his off-brand Domino's scheme on, but he's trying to run down Jackson Hautala for the first spot in the top 5. Hautala just a little bit out of the second of the way. So Barnes is trying to hunt him down. Whoa, you saw him loose over the curbing there. But these two have both made mistakes here tonight in this race. So the question is, can Barnes try to sneak into the top 5?
I'm so amazed by the pace difference right now. I'm just going to read off some of these lap times. Janik ran a 1:16.8 last time around. Giles 1:17.1. Allen 1:17.8. From there, Andrew Schob, who's currently running in 4th, has a 1:22.26. So that is 3.5 seconds off Janik. Hautala ran a 1:25, and then Barnes a 1:19.8. So those cars are all at least 3 seconds off your leader right now. Janik is putting on a show up front.
He really is, and Giles has fallen back now just a little bit. It's now just under a second as you see Christian Barnes passing David Moyer. David Moyer is now 2 laps down. Knopp Snyder about to get passed here by the 09, but the 09 being held up by Knopp Snyder, and again, Knopp Snyder is a lap car, so this is allowing Christian Barnes to close in. It's now the gap under half a second. So the 09 lost about 0.4 of a second through that. Oh, Christian Barnes is going to push wide.
He is, but it doesn't seem to have hurt him too bad in the speed department because he's got that extra run out of the corner. The off-track doesn't help, but the speed does. Gap still at about half a second. Hautala's got a better run down into the S's, but a little bit of a mistake in his line will let Barnes close in. That gap is shrinking here between 5th and 6th. Barnes all over the curbing here, way more than that 09 is, trying to make something happen. Battle going for the lead. Hautala's in the grass, so we're going to go side by side into that chicane, and it looks like the 27 will get the spot pretty easily.
Did you see that?
We had a little bit of a lockup there.
Giles hit the tire barrier. when he was battling down out of turn number 5. He clipped the tire barrier with his left front. We'll continue to watch this battle. Christian Barnes will get it over there. But here, this is up front. Giles, he definitely hit that tire barrier. He closed in back on Janik because I said, what, a lap ago that he was too far away? And we'll take a look back at it from the 92-22 Designs replay. This was the last lap. And speaking of, stage 1 has come to an end. Janik has gotten the win for stage number 1. We'll look to stage number 2 at lap 35. But continue to watch here, Sky. It's out of turn number 5.
Yeah, I'm seeing what you're saying now. That was close.
Yes.
I think he missed it, but he might have missed it there by about a centimeter. I mean, it
might have been a little bit of neck mode. Watch here, viewer. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I think iRacing would have given him some damage if he did make contact. So I think he might have barely missed it. Watch here, viewers. Oh my goodness. If not, he just skimmed it.
I mean, that's how it is. The 71 almost hit it up there too. He wasn't too far off, but these drivers are using every inch of racetrack they can to try to make moves. Giles has pulled right back up to the bumper of Janik going down to the S's. A little bit of a bonus run on that 71 car, especially as that 71 car is flirting a little more with those curbs than the 5 is willing to at the moment. Janik's turned that run around. He's got the speed coming down right now. Giles starting to even it out a little bit, kind of yo-yoing back and forth for these two cars as they come up on that lap car of Holston up there into the hairpin. Janik holds the lead pretty well. He gets a good exit to the corner, and that'll keep that gap up at about 4.5 tenths heading to the start-finish line.
I think this is what we're going to see all evening long, Sky, this battle between Giles and Janik, if neither one of them make a mistake. And I hope they don't, because this is absolutely thrilling. Up through turns 3, now down into 4. You take that deep dive and then high up towards the apex of turn 5, and you crest the hills. You saw Giles slideways into 5. Now down here into 6, like you said, so close. And you said it, Sky, using every inch of racetrack they can. And look at that, John Ullman gonna be right in the way, and he's gonna barely move out of the way. But that is Ullman going down another lap, and Holston going down one as well.
That is already 6 cars on the lead lap at the moment. Jackson Hautala in 6, being the last car on that lead lap, still 48 seconds behind Janik.
Well, and here's the thing. Besides these two leaders, the next car back is Andrew Allen, who's 14 seconds behind the leaders.
And he's in his own zip code. He's probably having the most boring race of his life because he's got 15 seconds to Giles in front of him, and he's got 25 seconds to show behind him. And we're only 18 laps into this thing. He is on a Sunday drive right now. He's getting to test out the car, have some fun. If it was the 70s, he could probably break out a cigarette in there. I mean, he is chilling. Giles is not. He's loose off that corner. That is going to drop him a lot of speed through this uphill section. That gap that was down at 7 tenths, back up at a second. Giles almost around. I don't know how he saved that.
I could not believe that. And you saw it. Turn 5 has been one of his big trouble spots all evening long through the first section of this race. And oh my goodness. But I think we just saw it right there, Sky. Giles has had to push. Since he has been behind Janik, he has had to really push hard for it as we continue to watch along with this battle for Fed. Hautala trying to come back at Christian Barnes. But again, talking about Giles, I think he's been having to push too hard, and that's why we've seen him so sideways at moments, and that was the one that almost caught him out the worst. Now here, out into turn number 4, Christian Barnes still leads Hautala 5th and 6th, but Hautala not going away.
And with the tire heat for Giles there, it really just kind of compounds the issue. You have a big slide, it heats up the tires, that makes you more prone to big slides. At a certain point, you've got to back it down and just let the tires cool down so you can get after it on tires that are not the surface of the sun. Giles is definitely getting a little loose right now. He's clipping the grass at points, trying to do anything to push his way back up to that 71 car. And he is getting there, but again, at what cost on that rubber? He's already got the gap down about 0.4 of a second this lap alone, and he's nearly in the tire barrier again as he continues to use that curbing like a little bit of a ramp down there in 5.
Well, and I think as this run continues on, we'll see how it affects his rear tires. And wow, he is getting confident on those curbs. You saw he just took them down into turn number 9. But that is impressive. I want to see how it affects his tires late into this run. And we got to wonder, when will these drivers have their pit stops?
Well, we're not too far off. You said it's looking like a 2-stopper right now. 20 laps is what we're currently on. So I doubt it'll be too long.
If we don't see him in the next 3 laps or so, I'll imagine these drivers might be able to make it a 1-stop.
Yeah, that's what we're going to find out. I think these drivers are going to come down before too long here right now. 55% fuel load. Not a lot at Sonoma. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to be too long before we see these stops. I think Giles might be realizing he's going to take tires anyway. He's almost around again there. That turn 4 uphill to downhill. Giles has almost spun it about 4 times, and now he's almost spun it in 5 too. He is really driving on the very edge of control right now. That car seems wrecking loose out of about every corner he goes through, and I'm shocked he's holding on to it.
Well, and if Giles keeps doing it, what will be the one that catches him out? Because there's no way he keeps overheating those tires and keeps getting loose without going for a spin at some point.
Definitely. I mean, he's on the very edge. You can see him almost losing it. That kind of turn 4 to turn 5 section is the one that's really cost him, because those are 2 very tricky corners, especially when you've got the tire barrier and you've got the kind of switch from the initial uphill section of this track down into the downhill section of this track. Both of those can really upset the car, and that's what's led to some of the slides that we've seen from the 5.
Most positions gained. You'll see it there. Evan Janik. He's up towards the top of the front with that as we see the first pit stops of the evening, and it is Andrew Allen. He was running in 3rd spot as he has taken it on to pit road. John Ullman is also on pit road 1 lap down, but Andrew Allen, your first lead lap car to take it down into the pit lane.
And I don't think everybody else will be too far behind here. If Allen is coming in now, I think we will see a lot of cars join him in just about a lap or 2's time. We'll see if Janik or Giles decide that they're going to come down. Here we go. They will not, but Shobe is in, Barnes is in, Hautala is in. Looking like about everybody but those top 2 is coming down into the pits right now.
Well, I think this answers the question. This will be a 2-stop race coming in. All these drivers on lap 22. And so that means that they'll have to come in, if the math is mathing, they'll have to come in on 44. And so that will mean they will not be able to make it all the rest of the way. Long time here in the pit lane. Your leaders are in. But Giles is in, Janik is in as well. So after this, almost everyone will have come in except Holston, Thornton, and Knopfsnyder.
Yeah, it's a pretty full pit lane here. A lot of the cars who
Giles is out of fuel.
Oh, he is!
Giles is out of fuel on pit road.
He is slow. He's going about 14 miles an hour trying to limp it into his stall, but he started up front, so he has got to go all the way to the very last stall, and I'm not sure if he's going to make it. He's going 9 miles an hour, 8 miles an hour, 7 miles an hour, and he is stopped and he is towed.
Oh my goodness. What a huge change to this race. I saw him going slow on the
entirely.
road.
He's left the session.
Oh my goodness. Oh, and Hautala, he's going to go off. Oh my goodness. All the way through the grass out of the S's. There goes Barnes. He's going to lose that spot for sure. What a sequence of events.
Yeah, I was going to say, got distracted by Hautala turning into a lawnmower there for a half second. That is Evan Janik. I mean, he's probably won this race now. Now all he needs to do is not run out of gas, and he's got like a 40-second lead over Andrew Allen at the minute. He's just going to hang out. He doesn't have anyone really contesting him. Make his way through the lap cars, guard that 30-second advantage. He's looking pretty good.
Well, and I think that answers our question of was a 71 saving?
Maybe a little more than Giles was, that's for sure. Janik had at least enough left to make it back to the pit stall. Here's some of those lap cars coming in. That's Holston down, Thornton down, Moyer down. All those cars running about a lap down, so they had about a lap of extra fuel in it compared to everybody else. They'll take that fuel and tires right now, and they will be off here in a second. Still one lap down, but hoping to still salvage some points out of this day, especially with just how many cars are a lap down.
Lot of them. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back here at the Mystic Racing League at Sonoma.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We are back here from Sonoma, and we're already down to only 4 cars on the lead lap as Evan Janik's reign of terror continues at the front of the field here in the Mystic Racing League on Ballin TV. You're looking right now at that 34 car, and John Ullman. He is ahead of Adam Holston. They're both a lap down, but this is a battle for position. Quick update on something that happened during the commercial break. Andrew Schob got hit by the 29, and Josh Thornton got some damage, dropped the spot. He lost about 20 seconds, and he went from 3rd to 4th. That's promoted Jackson Hatala up onto the podium, 1 spot behind Andrew Allen, who is pretty steady in holding that 2nd place position, 28 seconds back of our dominant leader, Evan Janik.
Well, it's crazy because we saw lap 1 how Tala go through the grass out of turn number 4. And he was spinning around, and now he's up into 3rd. But I will say about his 3rd place, he's 40 seconds back from your leader of Janik, and Andrew Allen is closing on 30 seconds back. We had some action behind Andrew Schob. Not sure what happened there.
That was Thornton doing the exact same thing in the exact same spot where he about lost it through the uphill. That's what sent Schob around last lap. This time, looked like it only slowed up Moyer.
So Moyer continues to be a little slow out there since he got damaged. He is 4 laps down, and now only the top 4 are not a lap down, Scott.
And it'll be coming soon for some of these cars because Janik is right on the bumper of Andrew Schob. He's about a 2nd back or a 2nd or 2 back of that car. So that one will be happening before too long. Janik is running pretty consistent laps, about, I'd say, 2 seconds better than what that 69 is running. Hatala is only about 5 seconds up the road from that 69 car. We are getting very, very close at halfway of this race to having 2 cars on the lead lap.
Could be close. We got your own battle out on track right now. Whoa, big moment for Andrew Schob and Evan Janik. Janik goes to the inside here, going to pass by Schob. That is only now 3 cars on the lead lap. Battle back. It is for 5th position. It's between Ullman and Holston. Adam Holston hot on the heels of John Ullman.
Christian Barnes has left the race. I don't think we caught it there, but right in front of your leader, Jared Knopsnyder, got loose and pounded the wall. He was kind of down on the inside of the track, so I think the camera angle missed it, but that was why I started thinking there was going to be a moment right there. Janik has gotten around that lap car of the 69. We are now... Oh, Hatala has had a moment.
Goodness, and he has left the session as well. Oh my goodness.
He is, oh yeah, he's dropped. He's having some internet issues. His internet is gone, so that has left us with 2 cars on the lead lap. It is Evan Janik, it is Andrew Allen, and that's it.
That is wild. Well, I feel the pain for Hatala. I had some problems last night in my league race, and it did not feel so good. We'll see if Hatala can maybe get back in here real quick. Not sure if he'll be able, but I cannot believe that 2 cars on the lead lap. That is something I have never, ever seen before. As you'll see your track map here, you'll see Evan Janik. He is through turns 1 and 2, now downs into 3 and 4. And everyone else on track around him, except for the 29, or the 96, excuse me, who is now just leaving the final corner, is lapped down.
I think we mentioned this a little earlier, but Andrew Allen is having the most relaxing race of his life right now.
Seriously.
It is about a full second to the car behind him, and it's 30 seconds to Janik in front. He's going to have a great day.
Between everyone.
Yeah, he's going to have a great day. He's going to finish on the podium, and he's not going to see another car the entire time he does it.
Yeah, no. Well, Tala is still out of the session right now. He's 2 laps down. That'll promote everyone in front of him a position. Joshua Thornton is now up into 6th. John Ullman is into 5th as Adam Holston finally got around him, and he is up into 4th.
And a shout out to David Moyer. He stuck it out after some early issues, and he's going to be going up to from 11th to 9th here in a hot second. Now that we have Hatala and Christian Barnes both out of the session. So that'll promote that car that was running back dead last up to 9th. He's going to get a top 10. He's going to get a nice points day, and all he's had to do is persevere and stick it out. So could have gone a lot worse for that 47. I think he'll be happy with 9th place points for tonight once he gets back to the line a couple more times and beats out Haltala.
Well, and Sky, that's why you never give up. That's why if you can get on the track and go, that's why you run. Because instead of finishing back in 12th, he could finish best of 9th. And while 3 positions doesn't seem like it matters, well, it really does when you're in the hunt and you're 1 spot to the good in the playoff hunt. David Moyer is currently in 11th.
There's another car in a pretty similar position, Alan Zukov. Hasn't had the best lap times here, but he's gotten a little faster over the course of the race. He's gotten some of the mistakes ironed out over the course of the race. He's just running laps. He's about 10 seconds off of Evan Janik, but he's running the race. Yeah, that's all that really matters right now because he's up to 8th. He's going to get some great points out of this.
Going to be a good points day for the 91 of Zukov. Knopp Snyder, he's up into 2nd, or excuse me, it's not 2nd, 7th. Those words are somewhat similar, let's say that. The 82 out back past the carousel. Well, he goes into the carousel now into the penultimate corner. But a good day for Knopp Snyder, and it's hard to say. He's 3 laps down, but he's having a pretty decent day.
I would take 7th place points, especially at a race like this. You don't really have to do too much. You just kind of have to dodge the chaos, and you're going to get some decent points. It's a race of attrition here. It's a pretty long race as well, which helps. And yeah, if you're a car like Knopp Snyder, if you're a car right up here, this is the 29 car, Joshua Thornton. We mentioned him earlier in the race. He went from dead last to 6th in the span of about 2 laps just because he didn't go off the track, didn't hit anybody, just kept it steady, held his line, made a bunch of positions up, and he has done everything he needs to get 6th. While back of Woolman there, which would be the last car in the top 5, but if he can get up to him, that'll be a nice battle to try to get him a top 5 finish here this season. From there, it's pretty big gaps up ahead. John Woolman sitting right there in 5th. He's got, I believe that is Janik in front of him, putting him a 2nd lap down, because it is 16 seconds to Adam Holston up there in 4th, who is 51 seconds back of Andrew Shobe in 3rd, who is 52 seconds back of Andrew Allen in 2nd. So the gaps are really spreading out here among some of these cars at the front of the field. You're watching Holston right there as he takes it into turn 7. Gonna get a nice 4th place out of this. Again, 51 seconds in front of him, so it'll take a lot to get a 3rd place and beat Andrew Shobe. Same with him, 52 seconds to Andrew Allen up there. It would take a lot for any of these guys to gain spots, but as long as they don't throw it into a fence, they should be pretty good to get some great points.
Which, to be fair, is entirely possible. That could happen. Look at the brake glow on that 69 car. Andrew Allen here, we'll look back at him up in 2nd. And there is shifting going out through all of this racetrack. If you did not know, those 5-gear sequential shifters, they're going up and down and all around and through the gears for each and every one of these drivers still out on track. But Evan Janik pacing the field. And this next lap that he comes across the stripe, he is going to take the stage 2 win. So he's trying to look to sweep the night. And
he will take the stage 2 win pretty easily here by about 34 seconds over that next car in line, which is Andrew Allen. Got about a half an hour more of a clean run in here, and he'll be home free for a pretty big win. Oh, he's over the grass there. You don't want to be doing that when you've got a big lead. That's a kind of an unnecessary risk there. You got to just take it easy. Don't mess up, and you'll be winning 5 out of 6 races now for that 71 car. Setting him up great going down to the playoffs and to the end of the season.
Janik has been on fire here in this mid portion of the regular season, trying to make a hot streak run into the playoffs. And I would say he's on one right now, 100 points ahead of his next competitor. And, you know, it's interesting. The 1 and 2 in championship points are the 1 and 2 here in this race.
It is, and we had a little bit of a moment. I'm not sure if we caught it between Alan Zukov and Andrew Allen as we were going to the start-finish line on that last lap where the 96 was trying to lap the 91 and almost ended up completely in the fence in the process. Pretty close moment there. Allen lost about 3 or 4 seconds, all said and done, as Evan Janik comes around to win stage 2. Andrew Allen, his next closest competition, he's about halfway through the S's right now, so he'll be there to get second in the stage before too long.
Hear that beautiful sound of the NASCAR Cup Series car, the V8 that roars under the hood. It's roaring under the hood of the 71 Evan Janik. Gotta hope it's not too hot for him. It would be hot here out in real life in Sonoma, California. But luckily, John Ullman is the comfort of his home and streaming live on TikTok.
Hey, I love some TikTok. There you go.
Bro, he
Check
does
him
it. He streams every race. And earlier on in this season, he got so close to winning a couple races. And it was just, he was so close. And I think so many people want him to get that win.
What's his URL? Gonna have to give him a follow.
What is it? I can't remember. It's some, I don't think it's his regular name. I can't remember. I wish I could shout him out. I will.
We'll get the research truck on it, which is me.
That's facts.
He's about, yeah, he's 2 laps down right now. He's kind of chilling.
Bro's in the top 5. He's hanging out. Gonna let Andrew Schob, a driver laps ahead of him, go on by. Good sportsmanship there. We love to see it.
I like the Slim Chicken sponsor on that car. I will say I've been going there recently. One of my new favorite restaurants. Gotta say I love the choice of sponsor on that car. Chicken seems to be powering the engine pretty good because Fit is not bad, even if he's 2 laps down. That is, like we said a lot tonight, very good points. He's got some problems in front of him. Andrew Schob is almost around coming out of that corner, but he keeps it pretty steady.
He's going to kick up some dirt there on the entry into turn number 5. Now into 6th. Ullman just running his pace, trying to run laps right now. Joshua Thornton, I think he just had another off-track excursion, having another little moment of his own.
Yeah, we had a couple
out of 5
excursions.
I think that we've seen that trouble spot. It's out of turn number 5. It's so easy to get loose up over the crest of that hill.
It is. 4 and 5 have really been the problem spots, I feel like, for a lot of races, including 2. I think 2 has caused some issues here tonight as well, up with these cars, especially the ones running more mid-pack, kind of around that 4th or 5th area in particular. Andrew Allen still about 40 seconds back. I don't think he's going to get lapped by the end of this. It's close, but I think with the laps he's running right now, Andrew Allen will manage to stay on the lead lap over Evan Janik up there in second. So I don't think he's going to lap the entire field. He's certainly trying to, but it would take some really good runs here over the next few laps if he were to actually do it. He's got 23 to go, and he needs about 40 seconds, so he needs about half of a lap on him.
Yeah, I've got to agree with you. I think Allen and Janik will be our 2 cars that will finish on the lead lap, unless Andrew Allen goes off track, of course, which we haven't played into effect. Adam Holston, already 1 lap down, looking to go 2 down here. Gonna let the leader by. Well, he thought about it. He might let him by. We'll see.
He's thinking about it for sure.
He's kind of fighting this one.
He is. Well, he's going to have to fight run spot up ahead of him there. Oh, never mind.
Oh, there we go.
That is a torpedo through the grass there, but we both make it through okay. I think that was Joshua Thornton. He has had issues with, was it Knopp Snyder back there? It was Knopp Snyder in the 82. Those two have nearly identical cars. They're all black machines, kind of. Yeah, we've seen a couple cars have issues with that uphill section all night, Knopp Snyder included. Janik all over the curbing there because that 8 car is making him work for this lap. There he goes. He'll finally move out of the way. The brakes are glowing on that 71 car as he gets around him.
So Knopp Snyder went off track. The 8 gave a hard time to the leader of the 71 of Janik. Finally lets him by, but man, he really took that curb.
He did. 21 to go. It'll be at the line this time for that 71 car. His lead a little bit shrunk there with that 8 car holding him up, and by a little bit I mean it has gone down from 40 seconds to 39 seconds. Woo. Andrew Allen still back there coming into the S's right now as Janik has completed the lap. He is running pretty good lap times. He actually ran about a second faster than Janik last time around with that lap car holding him up. Car in the pits now. We're starting the second pit cycle. It's Alan Zukov, first car in the 91, and I don't think it'll be too long before we see the 71, 96, 69, 8, all those cars coming after him.
Well, I'd have to agree with you. You know that Janik saw that Giles ran out of fuel earlier, and he knows that he cannot let that happen. That is probably one of the only ways that he could possibly give away this race here this evening. He's been leading. He has been leading ever since he took the lead, and he doesn't want that to change.
No, he had that battle early there with Cody Giles.
It was such a great battle, too.
Yeah, it was a great battle, and he just ran out of gas, and that really was the end of the race for Giles. He left the session after running out of gas, and since then it has been the Evan Janik show. Just chilling right now, 2/3 of the way through this race. He's got no one behind him. He's got a little bit of a gap to the next lap car. Hasn't made his pit stop yet, but he will have to soon. Everything's going right for that 71 car at the minute.
It really is. He's been so dominant here, and he had a very slow start to the season. He had the opening win, but you know, after that, for the next 5 races or so, he was having good finishes, finishing in the top 5, top 10 consistently, but he could not find that win again. People wondered, was it a fluke win? You know, did he luck into it? But here, he started at Road America and said, no, I didn't luck into that win. I just had a little bit of a slow start after that. And then he won 4 in a row. He lost last week, but he did not lose just because of it. And he's going out here and dominating at Sonoma this evening.
Yeah, dominating is the right word. The gaps are really only extending throughout the field. It's gone from it's 38 seconds back to Andrew Allen. It is 1 minute and 6 seconds from Andrew Allen back to Andrew Shoeb. So that's almost a whole lap in its own right. And then it's another 51 back from Holston to Shoeb. In fairness, I think Holston has been pretty consistently faster than that 69 car, but he had some early problems, like lap 1, 2, 3, and that has put him far enough back that he doesn't really have any hope of catching that 69 car, barring someone doing what Cody Giles did and just miscalculating their fuel into the pit lane. That is probably the best way one of those cars can make this gap up without some kind of other really big mistake, but everyone has seemed pretty mistake-free over the last, I'd say, 5 or 10 laps here. A lot of these cars really gotten their cars under them. They've really figured it out here, not seeing as many off tracks, not seeing as many spins through the corners. Everybody's running pretty well right now. Knopp Snyder getting lapped again there by Andrew Shoeb coming through that front straightaway. That was a little close there, but they both made it work pretty nicely. You're watching Andrew Allen as he continues to work his way around. That last lap was about a 1.5 seconds slower than the 71 car, which is going to open that gap up to 40 seconds. Win that battle for the lead. Like we said, I don't think the 71 has enough to lap the 96 unless the 96 has a big mistake. 96 is certainly quick enough to hold on to that lead lap. He's not too much faster than Shoeb either. But with some accidents there for the 69, that gap is way too much to make up for second.
Yeah, Janik would need about another 36 seconds to make up on Allen to put him a lap down. So Allen will continue on running his pace. I bet he's just cruising right now. He is just coasting into every corner, not pushing anything too hard, because I think he knows at this point it is inevitable to catch Janik, because we have 18 left in this race. 60 laps on the board, 43 of them completed.
See some damage to the nose there of Moyer. He's been running with that pretty much all race now. That was something he sustained pretty early on. He already used his faster pair there after going head on into the fence on about lap 3. So he's really been able to get it back out there. Hasn't damaged the car in a similar terminal way. He does have some damage, but it's nothing major. Pit stops beginning again now. It'll be John Ullman, second car in after Alan Zukov, who came in about 4 or 5 laps ago now. 34 will pit from 5th, 2 laps down, last car in the top 5 there. Thornton will get around them, but I think that 34 car will get the spot back on Thornton when this pit stop cycle goes around. It should only be about 1 or 2 laps more before we see Janik, Allen, Shobe, Holston, all those guys who are still out on track come down into the pit lane, because the fuel that they took is going to start to run out. It was about 22 laps, 21 laps for most of those cars, and a lot of them, the top 2 are at 21, third is at 20, fourth and fifth are at 18 there. Kind of some differences because of the way they have gotten lapped. With Janik and Allen, I think they've only got about a lap or 2 more in the tanks before they will need to come down. Andrew Allen is approaching the pit lane here, and he will enter. So that is our first of 2 lead lap cars. And oh, Andrew Allen is into the fence, entering the pit lane. That is going to be some damage on that 96 car. I wonder if he'll take his fast repair that he still has to deal with that left front damage as a result of just careening into the wall from taking it a little bit too fast. Andrew Shobe will come in as well in the 69, and Janik still got about half a lap to go until he enters that pit lane. He's going to actually exit the S's now, and Janik will pit, so that is our leader into the pit lane. He will not careen into the wall. It'll be a nice solid run around, meets pit road speed, and he does have fuel to get to the box.
Well, you saw that damage fix automatically for the 96, so iRacing chose him to take his 1 fast repair, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem for Andrew Allen. Now Janik, can he go in and out all clean like he did the last time by? This is the last time that we will see them in the pits. Good into the box here. See him take all 4 tires and fuel.
Yep, it'll be a nice clean stop. Didn't get any black flags coming in. He's going to be very careful to make sure doesn't get any coming out. The gap to Allen will remain, I think, a little about the same, but a little bit up for Janik because of Allen having that mistake into the box and hitting that wall pretty hard. It'll buy Evan Janik about 3 seconds there in comparison. Andrew Allen did take his fast repair on that last pit stop, so he doesn't have any damage on that left front anymore. He'll be good at the end of the race.
So all drivers should be good now to the end. Adam Holston, Thornton, and Knopsnyder are the only 2 yet to come in. So them 3 need to come into the pits if they want to make it to the end, but everyone who has should be good to go. So we'll see out for the rest of this race. Drivers just trying to, oh, and Thornton gonna go sideways right in front of second place, Andrew Allen. So Thornton pushing out of the final corner, he spends it on the front stretch.
That he does. We're gonna
those
get
are teammates.
Yeah, we're gonna get a replay there, a 92-22 Designs replay. What happened to the 29 car of Thornton? Again, off the final corner here, he's been struggling kind of in this start-finish line uphill section for most of the race, and he just plain loses it there coming off the corner and then reverses across the track, but he keeps it going pretty well. A little bit of a wall hit there as he tries to get it back going, but we're all good. I do want to mention, while that was going on, second place Andrew Allen has lapped third place Andrew Shobe.
Wow. That is crazy.
Oh, Janik just missed a corner.
Oh, there we go. There's a mistake.
Yeah. He completely missed turn 2, locked it up entirely, slid it into the grass a little bit, but he didn't hit the wall. Seems to be all good. He kind of clipped the apron as he was going up the hill, and it just got the car off balance, and he missed the corner, locked it up. That has cut his lead, down from 43 seconds to 40 seconds. So he would need approximately 13 more of those if he would want to relinquish this lead. So it's still looking pretty good for him. Also a lap difference now. Oh, we've actually got a battle for position. John Ullman, never mind, he has spun into the inside wall. I was about to say he had caught up to Joshua Thornton. That gap was about 0.2 seconds, and then Ullman went head on into the wall at the start-finish line, and the gap is now up at 2 seconds.
Well, thought we were going to have a little bit of a battle there. You see Joshua Thornton locking it up into the final corner. John Ullman was hot on his heels, but here, where we saw Joshua Thornton make a mistake the last time around, is exactly where Ullman makes a mistake. Almost the exact same, significantly harder contact for Ullman.
Oh, and Ullman almost did it again there. Missed a corner, that kind of turn 5 area there, and just barely kept that thing out of the tire barrier. He's flirting with danger here, but he's gotten it going good right now. It hasn't hit anything worse than he hit that wall, but that is a big scrape to the left front of his car that's going to affect how he's driving. We're pretty much the rest of the race now in that 34 machine. He's already dropped about 6 seconds back of Thornton, so I don't think he'll be able to catch back up to that 29 car right now, and Ullman is off the track again. He's got some pretty bad damage on that thing. He will actually enter the pit lane, yeah. Does he have a faster pair left? Almost into the wall there.
Not.
He does have a faster pair left.
Really?
So he'll take that, he'll be gone, and he is going to come out still about a lap ahead of Jared Knopfsnyder in 7th.
Yeah, you saw it, significant contact for the 34 on the opening incident. And then from there, it just compiled into more. So Ullman will come in, take this faster pair. Probably just take he might just take all 4 tires too. Yeah, he's gonna come in for a full service. Why not?
Might as well. I mean, he probably smoked the tires up there with that spin, and then with missing a couple corners going through the grass. Get new ones on so you're not overheating them here. He will come out. Yeah, he is still 1 lap ahead of Jared Knopfsnyder, so he lost, I would say, less than about half a lap there to that 82 car. Still a very large gap between 6th and 7th, but he is 39 back of Thornton, which is going to knock him out of contention for a top 5 here tonight.
He was running so good before that. He was running right outside of the top 5, and it looked like he could have battled into them. But after that mistake and heavy contact, he is going to most likely finish where he is at in 6th position. Andrew Schob in the 69 Wendy's machine is still looking for a podium here this evening.
Kind of a throwback Wendy's car there. That's like, what, like 2010s-ish? We had a throwback Domino's one in this race, too. It's a throwback fast food spectacular out here in Sonoma. And the old-fashioned hamburgers on the side, I can't tell you which one that is on the hood of the car. I only know the Baconator from Wendy's. Maybe that's a Baconator. I'm not sure.
Dude, I haven't been to Wendy's in so long.
I was there today, actually. They got kind of a good app. I'm not sponsored by Wendy's. They got a kind of good app deal right now, so I was like, oh, I'll try it out.
See, I just feel like they've gotten so expensive in the past couple of years.
They have, but you got that app deal, and you're like, all right, I'll give it a try.
Really?
Just for
See, that's
today.
what I've been doing for other places. Maybe I'll put them on my car, because Andrew Schob rocking the Wendy's machine. And it's,
far around.
It's been working for him. I saw that. I think it was someone right in front of Ullman.
It's Joshua Thornton.
His mistakes continue to compile. But Andrew
he
Schob, he's avoided it all.
Oh, that has actually cost Thornton the spot to John Ullman. So John Ullman into the top 5 now with Thornton, oh, I see what happened. Thornton made a pit stop and then spun it leaving pit road. So that was what happened to the 29 car right there. That's why he was kind of in a really kind of weird position. Yeah, he took his faster pair, came out of the pits, or he didn't take his faster pair, but he did come into the pit lane, and then as he left the pit lane, immediately launched it sideways into the tire barrier at pit exit. So bad times for the 29. I think he got an unsafe pit exit penalty potentially for that as well, which is just going to compound the issues of that 29 car. He is about 8 seconds back of Ullman, so potentially could find his way back into the top 5, but for now is chilling back in 6th place as Schob continues to move around the racetrack here, having a good time through the S's. He's got the lap car and Knopfsnyder up in front of him. No problems from the 82. He's been pretty good at getting out of the way this race, as have a lot of those lap cars. And he'll go down into the hairpin to take, well, it'll be 11 to go for him. I think it'll be 10 to go when Janik comes around.
Yeah, we'll get a look at that replay here in just a moment of Joshua Thornton spinning out of the pit lane. I believe it was one and a half laps ago. Thornton had come into the pit lane, like you said, Sky. And so we'll take a look back at that in a moment. But Evan Janik, I mean, what a night. We're going to talk about it. We'll take a look at the 92-22 Designs replay. And yep, you saw it just sideways out of the pits there. And like you said, I believe that did give him a penalty. And so he did have to come in and serve that. Here's a full look at it.
Actually, I'm kind of surprised because he was outside the pit lane. It did not give him a penalty for that.
Really?
Yeah, he gets into the tire barrier and then completely leaves the pit lane and then re-enters the pit lane, and I think he was a little lucky to not get a penalty there with how iRacing treats the tires, and then he went around again there for good measure coming up the hill, but he's got it back under him, hasn't spun it out in the last 2 laps or so, so he's recovering from overheating the tires there pretty nicely, and he's trying to lock back in and get at the 34 of John Ullman. He's about a corner away from him. Adam Holston has had some internet issues this race, but everything seems to be going smoothly right now. He's had a couple times where his lap time hasn't really registered on the ticker because he's been blinking out, but seems to be running good right now. Might be something to monitor considering we've already had Haltala drop from the race due to internet issues.
Keep a watchful eye on it for the number 8 machine. But Evan Janik, he set the fastest lap of the race 2 laps ago. On lap 48 of this race. I think we're going to talk about it a lot here towards the close of this action. There he goes, fastest again in the number 71 machine. He is not being shy with the throttle pedal.
Well, I think what we learned tonight in that battle between him and Giles is that Amsoil might be the superior motor oil there because the Valvoline car did not make it back to his pit stall. 71 Amsoil machine having a great night. Gap is extending. It is 46 seconds to Andrew Allen. That is over half a lap, about 30 seconds from lapping the whole field, but he's at a lap, so he will not get there. He won't be perfect. He'll have to settle for only one other car on the lead lap here tonight. Shob is closer to going 2 laps down than anything else right now, as he is coming up on another lap car here in front of him. That is Alan Zukov in the 91 getting out of the way. That'll drop him to 7 down on the night, but he is still on the track and he is still getting points. And that's really all that matters for him at this point.
Well, every point will matter in some aspect or another. So Janik looking here out of the final corner, and you can see here is the points. Janik sitting up atop of them looking to get his 6th win of the season. And strike what I said, Adam Holston actually does have 2 wins, so excuse me. But what I said earlier, we're looking for another driver to get the 3rd driver to get multiple wins in a season. Doesn't look like we will have that here this evening. But a lot of drivers here looking to get some more valuable points to go towards their playoffs.
We can pull that up 1 second. I do want to point out something on that graphic. Jared Knopfsnyder came into this race 6 points outside of the cutoff. Jackson Haltala 6 points above the cutoff. As we know, Haltala dropped from internet issues, and Knopfsnyder is still out here in 7th, so that is points that will cut that gap. Joshua Gillen not out here tonight. That's going to be big for both Knopfsnyder, who is still out here in 7th, and Andrew Shob, who is still out here in 3rd. That'll jump them both above him. And then David Moyer, another one of those cars right around the cut line tonight. He's still out here getting points. He's got an 8th place finish coming tonight, so that'll move him further away from the cut line, closer towards that top 10.
So like we said, it all matters. Every single one of them. Janik going to come by this time, 7 laps remaining here at Sonoma. It's going to be a long 7 laps for Janik.
It is. He just needs to ride it. I feel like it's been a long about 30, 40 laps for him now since that happened to Cody Giles. Because since then, he has been in cruise control. He has a massive lead over everybody else. He's got 47 seconds. Andrew Allen running a pretty clutch lap this time, but it's only going to cut the lead down to 46. So nothing to worry about for Janik right there. He is cruising, 7 to go. Translates to about 8.5 minutes here for him, and that's all he's got to do is just keep it steady, have a good race, and he'll be out of here in no time as the undisputed, I would say, champion of Sonoma.
Yeah, absolutely. He was disputed for a moment, but ever since Giles had his mistake, and gotta wonder, if Giles hadn't made that mistake, what kind of battle would we be looking at here up front? I know Janik isn't thinking about that, but us as storytellers are absolutely thinking that, because Giles was having himself a pretty darn good night until he stretched the fuel just a little bit long.
Yeah, and if he had come down a lap earlier, I bet we'd still be having a pretty good battle. He tried to follow that 71 car into pit lane, and that kind of ended up being the end of him right now. See Janik coming up on a couple lap cars up there. I think that is Andrew Shobe in the 69, among others that aren't too far up the road from him as he continues to run it out right now. That is, yeah, 69, and I think that's the 29 of Thornton, who's the other car there. So everything going good. 6 to go right now. Thornton is closing up a little on John Ullman. Mentioned him being 8 seconds, my bad, behind after that spin. He's gotten it closed down to 6 seconds, and he is a little quicker right now. So maybe as we head down over these last 6 or so laps to the end of the race, watch a battle for 5th, because Thornton is slowly closing back into the 34 car.
Yeah, Thornton's cut the gap by about a second, but there's still 6 seconds in between him and Ullman. Shobe here a couple of laps ahead. Let's see if Thornton will let him by or if Thornton will do his own thing. I gotta imagine he's gonna do his own thing, because if Ullman makes any sort of mistake, Joshua Thornton will want to be as close as he can be. And you can see that he is pushing it for everything he's got right now, up into turns 1 and 2, down into 3 and 4. Good couple of corners here for the 29 machine. And he's looked pretty good. He looked very good earlier in this race, but he's had a couple of mistakes, but he's trying to bring it home with a tough 6. Oh, a little bit of off-track moment.
Yeah, I'd say going off the track is certainly not going to help him try to bring it home to the top 5, as much as he is faster than that 34 car at the moment. He does have Janik up behind him. That's going to be Shobe letting Janik through, falling to 2 laps down on tonight.
Well, and look at that. That's everyone in the field that is a lap down is 2 or more laps down.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he's got every car except one 2 laps down, which is somehow even more impressive than every single car in the field 1 lap down, and he's right on the door of that 29. Oh my goodness! Joshua Thornton.
Oh my
God. We're gonna try it again coming down into the chicane here. That 29 is gonna get punted by the 69. And we all make it out okay somehow, although something tells me that the 69 car and the 29 car are not very happy at each other as Thornton nails the wall down there for good measure.
I don't know what Thornton was doing.
He wanted to make the race exciting.
He really did, and he gave us a great moment. I'm happy about it, but I bet Janik is not. Oh my goodness. If I was Janik, I'd be heated.
Andrew Shobe using that like proximity chat in his ear, like, take him out, take him out.
Oh,
that
goes
29 is off
again.
Yeah, still off track. Knopp Snyder followed him off behind him as well. We're gonna really hurt his shot of getting one. Oh, he's trying to dump the 69. Yeah, these 2 cars are not particularly happy with one another right now, and it seems as if Thornton has kind of completely given up on trying to catch that 34 car of John Ullman. And yeah, after going off track there, he is just trying to move that 69 car out of the way, which could be devastating if he spins him and loses 42 entire seconds, which is what it would take for Adam Holsted to catch up from 4th to that 69 car.
Well, and Joshua Thornton knew we needed some more things to talk about.
He did, although he's still getting close. Ullman's had another problem, so that has cut the gap down further. Now it's back to 6 seconds. He's trying.
They are both trying, and that's what you see, a driver giving his all. Thornton trying not to give up a second, because he knows that if he wants to catch Ullman, he needs every ounce, every juice is part of the squeeze. Is that how the saying goes? I wonder how that saying goes, if that's proper. I don't even know.
I don't know either.
I think every drink of orange juice is important, but Thornton is not getting all the juice because he's off at turn 2 again.
No, he does not have the juice. He did earlier in this race. He was making some pretty good lap times, but not anymore, and that will cut his gap back to Ullman down to about 12 seconds now. So that is going to be the end of him trying to get a top 5 there unless Ullman has a moment. He is now, this is actually the 96 car right here of Allen working on the 8 of Holston. Allen is trying to lap Holston for the second time tonight, but as we saw with Janik, Holston doesn't really want to move over for anybody. Zukov does move over. He's way slow off that corner, so they'll get around him. The 96, I mean, there's about 2 laps left in the race. Oh, I was about to say, he might not want to really risk trying to make the overtake there, but Holston went off the track. He got it done.
What is going on with everybody at the end of this? It's like the full moon has come out in the middle of the day. All the while, Janik has taken the 2 to go. So 2 laps remain, and Adam Holston is on the back bumper of Andrew Allen.
Everybody saw 2 laps to go and went out. I've been alone all race. Let's make some friends out here. The gap has opened up from Janik to Andrew Allen with this battle. It is now 52 seconds, which is only going to extend the margin of victory for that 71 car at the minute. Shobe's still about a lap back of that. Yeah, Thornton has been fast when he's been able to keep it on the racetrack, but he is now 12 seconds back of Ullman, so he is not going to get it. Janik is going to come around here pretty soon. He's making his way down through the S's right now. He'll be in the hairpin in a second as the 8 car has gone completely off track and is mowing. Well, there's not really a lawn here. The grass is all dead, but if there was grass, he would be mowing it. Janik will take the white flag of this race here, taking us home as we're going to get a replay, a 92-22 Designs replay of that 8 car.
Oh my goodness, you saw him just pushing it right into turn number 1. He has got some big wheel damage with that. So he is going to try to nurse that number 8 machine home. Evan Janik going to try to nurse his machine home, but it's pretty spotless. Up and through turn 5, making the run down the hill into turn 6 for the final time. He's been fairly perfect all evening long, and it looks to be perfect on the last half of the lap.
You know what I've heard? I've heard he's not feeling the best. It's kind of a flu game here for Janik.
Yeah, we won't get to talk to him, sadly, but he'll go home and have the win.
He will. Shades of Michael Jordan as he pulls out the 53-second lead, and on this last lap, he's still pushing. He's trying to turn it into a 54-second lead as he makes his way down towards the S's and down towards that hairpin. That will be the final corner tonight. He's got that lap car of the 8 in front of him. Holston will move out of the way for Janik. Little bit of a lockup, but he is through there just fine. And coming down the home stretch, Evan Janik dominates. 53-second win at Sonoma.
Beautiful job by the 71 of Janik, and like you said, Sky, that's 5 out of 6 races won here in the last 6. Evan Janik has been going on a tear, and he is not letting up. Andrew Allen here, still our second place finisher, has yet to finish.
He's yet to even enter the S's there. He's finally getting through them now. A little bit of gap over the apron. I said 53-second win, but not a great line for Allen down through the S's. That'll bump that gap up to 54 seconds here. Make it down through there. He's got one more corner to go, and he will secure second place. I think he can probably park it right now and secure second because he's 2 laps ahead, but he will bring it home. It's going to be a 55-second lead for Evan Janik as Andrew Allen takes the second spot on the podium. And Andrew Shobe going to get third from 2 laps down. You don't see that happen every day.
Nope. I don't know why they're still running, because they should have already gotten the checkered flag, but he's still running for some reason.
Yeah, try to undo those 2 laps he lost.
Maybe. I don't think that's how it works. Well, Evan Janik is also, he's in the waiting room, so we might get to talk to him.
And there he goes.
And Shobe is off. Yeah, he's done. So, that rounds it out. Evan Janik burns it down on the front stretch.
He's gonna enjoy that burnout too. He hasn't gotten to lock it up at any point over these last 60 laps now. He's been perfect. some of the first tire smoke we've seen out of that 71 car all day. Pretty good burnout too there as he crosses the start-finish line. We are going to throw it to a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back with results and interviews from your finishers. Might have Evan Janik up here. We'll find out.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head to head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We are back here on Ballin' TV for the Mystic Racing League at Sonoma. Just finished our race, and we'll get the results up here for you in just a second. But what we can tell you is Evan Janik has absolutely dominated here tonight. 55-second lead over Andrew Allen, who finished second. And those are the only two cars within 2 laps of Evan Janik. Andrew Schoe brings it home third tonight, 2 laps down. Holston fourth, 3 laps down. John Ullman in fifth, 4 laps down. That's how dominant Janik was. Joshua Thornton, 4 laps down in sixth. Jared Knopsnyder in seventh. David Moyer eighth. Alan Zukov, last car running in ninth. Jackson Hautala was on the podium early, but internet issues knocked him out. He'll finish 10th.
And it was Christian Barnes also disconnected. Cody Giles battled for the lead with Janik for so long, then ran out of gas on pit road. And Isaac Wilson was your last car that joined in the session. He finishes 13th. All your other drivers did not make the start.
We'll get some interviews here in just a second. I think we're going to get a chance to talk to Evan Janik after all tonight, so we'll try to call him up into the booth here, see what's going on. Hey, Evan, you got a copy here tonight?
Yep, gotcha.
That was a big win for you there. First, tell me about that battle you had over the first 20 or so laps with Cody Giles and what your reaction was when he ran out of gas.
Yeah, I was surprised I didn't as well. As soon as I heard the first car call they were going to pit road, I was already past it. I looked and I had less than a lap of fuel, so I was like, uh-oh. So I was saving really hard, noticed he was catching me fast, so I knew he wasn't. So I knew it was going to be close for me, and it was going to be even closer for him. So, sucks to happen, and he didn't catch it fast enough. But it definitely wasn't going to be easy the rest of the race. We were going to be racing side by side the whole time.
Yeah, tell me how it feels when you win a race by just this much, because that doesn't happen every day.
Yeah, a race is long and grueling. You just have to stay focused. So it's really hard to stay focused when you don't have someone right behind you chasing you down. So just talking with my teammates and just tunnel vision, trying to get through it.
All right, anyone you want to thank or shout out tonight?
Yeah, thank you to Super Oil Pros for their support here in real life. Thank you to 811 for also coming aboard. Thank you to the 5-Star Racing Group, the 9222 Designs for making all my paints, and thanks to everybody watching at home.
All right, well, we wish you well, Evan. Hope you get better soon, and congrats on the win tonight.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, and we're now going to call up our second place finisher into the booth here. Scott Shive is standing by with Andrew Allen.
Yeah, Andrew Allen here in the 96. And Andrew, what a consistent season you have had so far here in the regular season of the Mystic Racing League. You come up here in second place, and it's crazy to say that 55 seconds behind the lead, you finished in second, but you had such a good night. It was a very quiet night for you. Go through it with me.
Yeah, I messed up a lot. You guys probably didn't
Hey, we
see
never
it.
saw it. We didn't.
Yeah,
We didn't see a thing of it.
I went off track quite a few times. That caused me to lose a lot of time. And then at that point, I was just like, well, I'm going to settle for third. And then I don't know what happened to, I think it was Cody up there.
He ran out of
disappeared.
fuel on pit road.
Oh, okay. I did not know
Couldn't
that.
make it back to his pit, and he left the session. Yeah.
I did not know that because once I saw, I was like, oh, I'm in second. Interesting. I'm just going to ride here and I'm not going to push it any harder. No point in trying to wreck the car. I knew there was no way I was catching Janik.
So to that point, we're closing in on the end of the regular season. You looked pretty darn good in points. What do you need to do to keep that up and make sure that you will make these playoffs? And if so, when you get to the playoffs, how does your mindset shift?
Right now, it's just trying to be as consistent as possible. I'm not shooting for wins at this point. I'm just trying to stay as consistent, top threes, top fives. If the win comes, it comes. I'm not worried about it. But once we get into the playoffs, that's when it's a bigger deal where I'm pushing it harder, trying to get wins and advance to the next round.
Well, before I let you go, Andrew, anyone you'd like to thank tonight?
Sponsors Madison Chrysler, Rise Dispensary, and Moser Racing, my teammates as well for being behind me, and my wife as well.
Well, congratulations, Andrew. What a great finish here tonight. We wish you well at Dover for next week.
Appreciate it.
So Andrew Allen finishes up in second, and Andrew Shobe rounds out the podium. Sky will get to catch up with him.
Hey, Andrew, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Pretty good. You finished 2 laps down, but you still got third. That doesn't happen every day, does it? How are you feeling?
Hey, I'll take it. It's one of those races. You just got to survive sometimes and, keep clear of the lot traffic.
That's all you got to do. You did have some traffic. You were in kind of a battle there with the 29 car of Thornton. What was going on there towards the end of the race?
Some people will give you the lane when they're, 3-4 laps down, and some people don't. So, I was up by 40 seconds, and what happens, happens.
Do you enjoy these road course races, stuff like Sonoma, or are you kind of more partial to the ovals?
I like the road courses, just haven't done it much in the Cup cars, still learning. Definitely like the short tracks more than anything. We're figuring it out.
All right, you came into this race about 16 points out of the playoffs. This third place finish should jump you in. Does that kind of give you some momentum going into the playoffs and going into the rest of the season now that you're going to probably be above the cut line?
Yeah, absolutely. It's never been an issue finishing up in the front. It's just been an issue of finding the time to make it happen. So not too worried about it. Hopefully we can make it and give it a good run.
All right. Anyone you want to thank tonight?
Always got to shout out the 5-Star Racing crew. They're always helping a bunch. Janik with the win. Congrats to him. And appreciate you guys for what you do.
All right. Well, congrats on the third place finish here tonight, Andrew. Good luck rest of the season.
Heck yeah.
And that'll conclude our interviews tonight. It was a pretty interesting race, honestly. We had some good battles through the midfield there, especially at the end. It was getting kind of chaotic. We got Dover up next. Tell me about that, Scott.
That is going to be fun. The Monster Mile we head to next week on May 23rd, 8 p.m. Eastern is the start time. We will be live here on Ballin' TV. Going to be a good race here. We love the short tracks here at the Mystic Racing League, and so the Monster Mile is the next track we will hit, and it is going to be fun. The action is always going to be good.
It'll be fun for sure. Dover always has a reputation of putting on good battles. The concrete surface there is really good every time. Well, that'll conclude our coverage here from Sonoma. You can like and subscribe to Ballin' TV to catch the rest of this series. I'm Sky Shrek. I'm joined by Scott up here in the booth for DJ in the production truck and everyone at the Mystic Racing League. We thank you so much for watching. Have a good night.